We want to hopefully be done with this question of, is the former president Donald Trump going to be able to hide records, phone records and other records from the lead up to and the immediate aftermath of the January 6th, 2021 Trump riots? The Supreme Court is now rejecting Donald Trump's bid to hide the riot records. Is this finally going to be the end? I really hope so. First of all, remember the context. This is about riot records being provided to the January 6th House Committee that is investigating the Trump riots. ABC News, or CBS News rather, reports the Supreme Court on Tuesday turned away former President Donald Trump's legal fight with the White House, with the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th assault on the U.S. Capitol, bringing an end, we can only hope, bringing an end to the former president's quest to stop investigators from accessing reams of documents from his final weeks in the White House. Trump asked the Supreme Court in December to take up his appeal of a decision from the Federal Appeals Court in Washington, D.C., which rejected his efforts to shield the documents from lawmakers and found Trump provided, quote, no basis for it to override President Biden's decision not to uphold his predecessor's claim of executive privilege over the records. In rejecting the former president's request, the decision from the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit remains in place. In addition to asking the Supreme Court to review the lower court's decision, Trump requested the justices stop the transfer of records from the National Archives to House investigators. They declined to do so last month, and the Select Committee received more than 700 pages of records sought by the panel earlier this month. So is this finally the end? I really hope so, because I am so sick of this. He was president. Those are our records. These are not Trump's documents to control. These are our records, and they should go to the committee investigating this. And of course, you are innocent until proven guilty. Trump has not been charged with anything. He gets an opportunity for all of that stuff. In a colloquial setting like this, which is not a court of law, this is just a show, one would naturally wonder, why would you be so anxious for those records not to become public if you have nothing to hide? Now, there are two explanations, and I want to be fair. One explanation is he has something to hide. That's a completely reasonable, colloquial explanation we might all come to without saying that means he is legally guilty of anything. He has stuff to hide. Fine. The other one, and it could be this, is that it's a really effective legal strategy. You always push back and you always obstruct everything, even really simple requests, uncontroversial requests, even if later it'll be revealed there was no criminal wrongdoing there or whatever. And that makes it harder to figure out when is Trump really being sketchy and really has something to hide. And what I mean by that is, imagine that there were 10 requests made of Donald Trump, and Trump's really only concerned about one of those requests, and that's the only one that he fights. You're telegraphing where investigators should really be paying attention. You're signaling where is the wrongdoing really hidden. If there are 10 requests made and you're only worried about one of them, but you try to obstruct all 10, you are making it more difficult to determine which of these 10 things should we really be focusing on. And so I think that it's completely plausible that that's just the legal strategy here. And that's why Donald Trump is doing this. In terms of Trump's willingness to put records out there, remember that he was just about to publish those tax returns back in 2015 and then 2016, as soon as the IRS audit was done. And we never got those tax records. So we know he never has any intention of publishing anything. Last thought. Imagine being an adult and seeing Trump's behavior, forget about during his presidency, but just over the last year since he's been out of office, and still being impressed with him and thinking that he's an alpha and thinking that he's smart and a good business person and a good decision maker. It says almost more about the people that still support the guy than it does about Trump himself. Send me your thoughts. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/David Pakman Show. After this break, we're going to hear from Merrick Garland and much more.